It's inspection week. I don't even know what to do with myself right now. There is so much work left to get done per usual. I am continuing down my list. This is Simple Living with Biata. I've been building my dream home and homestead from scratch with very little experience. I have learned so much on this journey, from learning most of the trades from scratch and feeling just an incredible sense of accomplishment that this home is something I poured my heart and soul into. Before I move on to wiring, I'm gonna do the fan box because my scaffolding is right there. This is my first fan box. Regular box, fan box. So many of you have asked, why am I running wire underneath my LVL beam? And it's because it was the easiest and cheapest way to get around the house, or else every single wire in this home would have had to run underneath this window, a load-bearing rake wall, and it would have had a lot of holes going through these load-bearing studs. Plus, if I didn't go this route, I would have just made my life more difficult. I'm either gonna need to make some sort of bulkhead for the fan, or else the fan box is gonna stick out, or I can just strap the whole thing and make it look like one solid faux beam over top of a solid real beam. Now, the issue with this fan box is that it's nearly the same width as the strapping. So what I need to do is actually put a bit of strapping underneath the fan box, because you need to have it stick out so that this edge is flush with the faux beam. So that means I have to figure out what material I'm going to use and the thickness, which I haven't even thought about yet, but now I have to think about. Honestly, I can't spend all day making this decision. I think that I'm going to use something that's approximately 1 inch.
2 stacked plies was too thick, 1 ply was too thin, and this didn't work.
Split in the middle, like what the heck am I gonna do? This is my 4th solution. I came in here and I was like, wait, I have a form board still. What if I use like a piece of the form board as a piece to go underneath? Because then it's solid wood, there's no splits in it, that can just shove up. And then I was like, oh wait, how cool would it be to make the faux beam out of these form boards? So it would be the perfect width anyways. I'm excited. I think this is what we're gonna do. I knew I wanted to use these form boards somewhere in the house because I think that is really, really awesome. Next up, I'm gonna drill the holes underneath this window. This was a very tricky decision process for me to make on how to run this wire, because most of my wire, like I said, is run under the LVL, but I can't run oven wire and dryer wire under the LVL. It's too thick and it won't have that proper clearance with this 2x2 strapping. The issue is I didn't think about wiring when I was framing these studs in. I have 2 cripple studs really close together here, and it's gonna be tricky to get in between here. And I bought this little extender to help me get all the way through the studs. Fingers crossed. I already had this guy, so I'm gonna try this now. It's not enough power. Nope. Found another small extension bit. It's magnetic, but I mean, it just might work to give me some room. Okay. The auger bit for 1 inch was like this long. Like I wasn't gonna have a hard time getting it through, and I didn't want to buy it if it wasn't gonna work. I'm so close. I might just come from the other side now. A much smaller space in between the studs made it so much easier. Okay, I got all of the extra holes drilled in, and finally I can put in my kitchen wire. I could have gone up and around as well, but I thought, you know, if I'm already here drilling some holes, I'm gonna use less wire and just drill an extra hole for my kitchen plug. And I have to take these pot lights out and change them out for 18 gauge. So I originally thought I was gonna put pot lights in floating shelves, but when I talked to my husband's work for the kitchen design, they said that you bring the 14.2 to a box, like kind of like a control box, and then you bring 18 gauge low voltage wire out, and then it's just like a strip light instead of pot lights, because the pot lights are kind of too bulky for floating shelves. Luckily, this smaller wire was already a cutoff from having to redo the pot lights up in the cathedral ceiling. This wire I might actually be able to use for the dishwasher. I'm gonna try that. And then I need to do the range hood, the fridge, and then the washing machine. All 4 of those in our area only need to be 14.2. Okay, so probably here. I think this is gonna work. Yay! I finally have something to check off my list. Dishwasher. Ooh, I also finished the kitchen by running the last bit of 12.2. Next up, range hood, fridge, and washer. I'm just gonna time lapse this. I just have to get this done. This task needs to get done today. I'm on a time crunch. I'm on my last run of the washing machine with the 14.2 wire, and I am unbelievably close to being out. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna have to wait and see and just run it first, see if we can make it over. I think we're gonna just have enough. Other than a few staples, it's done, and I even have some extra wire left over. There's so much off my to-do list. I will see you tomorrow. Good morning. Oh my gosh. I've been spending a lot of time just working on myself the last few months, making sure I'm taking care of myself. I used to do these home workout videos before we sold our home. And since living in the trailer, I think I've maybe done 10 of them. I absolutely despise working out in there. I've been moving my body, trying to strengthen my back, have less back injuries. It helps give me energy and momentum for my work day. And I also love starting my mornings with AG1. I've been drinking this for months, and it's the first thing I reach for every single morning. It's replaced the jars of supplements that I would take daily. It's so much easier for me to remember to take because it tastes delicious, like a little hint of bubble gum. It replenishes daily micronutrients, especially on workout days, with its 75 vitamins, minerals, and whole food ingredients. This is equally as important to get our nutrients in and to feel good and healthy and energized with a supported immune system, with antioxidants to combat signs of aging, to support your cellular health and your metabolism as you age, and to support your gut health with pre and probiotics and naturally occurring enzymes that bolster digestion and nutrient absorption. All of that packed into this easy, delicious, and nutritious drink that you can get linked in my description or in the pinned comment below. And with your purchase, AG1 is going to send you 5 free travel packs and a year's supply of the AG D3 and K2 dropper. I've absolutely loved working with AG1, so thank you so much for sponsoring me. And now that I have that extra energy, let's get to electrical, back to my to-do list. 3 days till inspection. Today, I'm gonna finish up all of the wiring. I have the dryer wire, the oven wire, and then all of the 18 gauge for the exhaust. I figured I can just go through this spot here and kind of like loop back into the attic. Oh! This is so much wire. It's gonna be kind of tricky to work with. Let's see if I can reach the wire. Probably not. I can't reach. I can't reach the other wire. Gotta go outside. Oh, this is gonna suck. It's too hot and these wires are too big and heavy. This orange wire is causing me trouble. Honestly, it's just the hole that I drilled for it. Ugh. Oh, something's biting me. And then I go down, I push up more slack so that I can pull more in. That was so much work and I'm not even like a third of the way done, but I think I have enough line to get it to the panel now. I'm gonna let you guys guess how long it took me to get the wire from here and stapled all the way to the panel. I am floored with how long that took me. I thought I'd be fully done by now. Just to get it from there to there, it took me 2 hours, just under 2 hours. And it's not like the rest is smooth sailing. I have to do the same thing up and over and through the other side. The wire is run, it's in the right spot. I just need to get more staples, so Cam's gonna pick those up for me tonight. The last wire I need to run for this entire home is going to be 18 gauge wire. This is for the ERV unit to be able to turn on the button for the exhaust to suck the moisture out of the bathrooms, to get the stale air out of the kitchen. The ERV unit is going in the utility room. I do have to just take down some of this insulation, unfortunately, and then I can get working again. I think I'm gonna bag some of it because even like the stuff in the ceiling is not going to stay and it's just fully in the way right now. I really don't want to have to deal with this, but I kind of have to. I knew when I did this, it was going to make my life more difficult later, but it had to be done for the winter to keep our water from freezing. Don't worry. Whew. That insulation is not going to go to waste. I think I'm gonna end up using it in my shed because I wanna do rock wool in the house. I do want rock wool in the shed as well, but I have all of this pink stuff. I'd rather use it in the shed than use the pink stuff in the house. Bagging this is gonna suck. I'm sticky, I'm sweaty, I am covered in insulation. This is happening. Straight from the well. I'm acting like I'm done for the night, but I'm not. I still need to run that 18 gauge, but I'm gonna make dinner and then get back to it. Okay, back to it. The insulation is all cleaned up in the shed. My husband got me these on the way home from work, so I'm gonna finish off doing the wiring for the dryer, and then I'm gonna start the wiring for the 18 gauge. Come on, wire. Two days till inspection. Time to get all of the receptacle boxes in, all of the ground wires to the back of the box. I'm just so happy that all of the wires are run. I was up until 11 o'clock last night doing that, but it was just one of those things. Time crunch, it needed to be done, and it's crazy how many wires are in this one spot, but it works. All right, time to do receptacle boxes. I'm just realizing I only have 3 boxes for the interior, so that's great. But I have a bunch of exterior boxes, so I know I can get a bunch done, but I'm not gonna finish it. Maybe I'll just go into town. That's not gonna work. There we go. Okay, this is the tricky part, is that you have to get so low to the ground to see what you're doing. And I'm just getting the grounds to the back. So for my area, I only need to keep 1 ground wire long. The other one can be cut short. And since the ground is on the left side of the receptacle, I can cut the right one short and keep the left one long. 1 down, 38 more to go. Okay, all of the boxes that I have are done, and there's still 20 more boxes to do, plus the exterior boxes, plus I still haven't put up fan boxes or the octagon boxes for the lights. There is still so much left to do. I have my list. I'm gonna go into town, get everything I need, come back home, and I'm gonna try to get some more wiring done tonight. It's 10:44. I'm so overwhelmed. My inspection is in one more working day and I don't think I'm gonna be ready, to be honest. I just finished all of the interior plugs. It took me all day. I still have 5 exterior plugs to do, the dryer and the oven plug to do, 4 fire alarms, 3 fans, and 3 lights left to box in. Honestly, I just have to keep going. Good morning. I have 24 hours to get this all done, and although I got so close to finishing my to-do list last night, I had to create a new to-do list. There is so much to do. I think I'm gonna get all the lights done first, and the fire alarms. There's a wire on either side here, so I can't like make this piece completely flush. But what's great is that I'm gonna be strapping my whole ceiling. So as long as this is sticking down the same amount this would be sticking down, then it's perfect. An hour and a half later, I have 3 lights done. I'm gonna move on to the fans. The best thing about the fans is that they're gonna be right on the trusses, except for one of them. So it's a lot less work. With these lights, I'm trying to measure where it's center within the room and put the blocking up in between, and that was just a lot of extra work. Just kidding. Fan boxes are installed differently and I still have to put blocking in. What a pain that these fan boxes are, because you have to screw into a board above here, but then there's this little grommet, if you want to call it, that makes the whole fan box not flush. So then you have to drill a hole for the wires to be able to go through, for the grommet to fit in, and then you have to drill another hole for the grounding screw to fit in. Anyways, I'm gonna continue. I've been at this for 4 hours and I only have 2 things off my to-do list, and I'm barely even filming it all. Like, this is getting a little overwhelming, truly. So overwhelming. Since cutting the blocking and placing things perfectly is taking so long, I'm gonna forego that and throw some of these octagon boxes up on the trusses, just get it in place. And if I wanna go back and change it later, I will. But right now, I just need things to be quick. Okay, those 4 fire alarms only took 45 minutes, so a little bit less time. Electrolytes and salad, cause your girl was getting hangry. Time to do the oven box, but oh my goodness, how? There's so much in the way. It has to be accessible for tomorrow. That's a bit raised, so I drilled a bit of a hole. Oven box needs to be 3 inches off the ground. I'm just gonna screw that in. By code, I need a utility room plug underneath my panel. So 1 more plug to do. Everything just went wrong in like the span of 10 minutes. We're all good. Everything is fine. The electrical's fine. My life is okay. So basically at this point, I am gonna work on the things that absolutely need to be done for inspection tomorrow. There are certain things like exterior plugs, since the siding isn't up yet and like not everything's done outside, I'm not sure if he's gonna want those put in or not. I'm gonna go work around and on the panel and drill holes and get everything through that I need to get through. I have so many holes to drill. I basically need to get all the wires in their spots, all of them stapled and put in place. And it's just such a mess. All of this like twisted together. I think I need to find a better path here.
The sunshine fading slow, snowflakes on the ground again. The waiting is all we know. Will we ever make it out? I need a piece of your heart, honey. We're almost home. I can't make it here on my own.
It's so pretty. I'm really happy with that. It's 8 o'clock at night. I have one more wiring thing to do and then the LVL. But I'm gonna get a light up into the attic. That way when we go up there, we can see. It's getting dark. So now that that's done, I'm gonna work on strapping the LVL. I know it doesn't seem like it needs to be there, but it needs to be there to show that the wires are protected for my inspection. So before Cam went to bed, he cut all of the strapping for me, which is great. I'm gonna go up there with a nail gun and nail it all in. Hopefully it doesn't take me too long because it's already pre-cut for me. It's inspection day. I am so tired. I worked 16 hours yesterday, 12 hours the day before that, 11 hours the day before that. This is why you guys didn't get a video last week. I stayed up last night cleaning because I wasn't sure when my inspector was gonna get here, but I got word this morning he's not gonna be here till the afternoon, which is great. This means I can do some of the things that aren't necessarily required to be done to pass today, but things that I want to get done. So supposedly nail plates aren't required here as long as you're like in the middle of the stud or you're 1.5 inches away from the face of the stud. But that being said, I feel like I should put nail plates everywhere where there's going to be cabinetry. You're not going to hit a wire that's 1.5 inches back with a drywall screw because you use shorter screws, but with cabinetry, Cam's saying that they use longer screws. So all this work, I definitely want to make sure that we're not going to hit any of these wires, especially some of the larger wires. So I'm going to get this area protected with nail plates. I don't have enough nail plates to do the whole place.
When I get more nail plates, I'll finish them off in the future. The next thing isn't required by electrical code, but is required by building code, so I thought I'd get it done and out of the way. Putting vapor barrier around the boxes that aren't vapor boxes. This is something that I thought of for the exterior walls, but I totally forgot about for the attic. It's a little bit more expensive to have vapor boxes, but it would have been so much easier.
Well, the vapor barrier is done and I still have time. I don't think he's gonna be here for like another 2-3 hours. I'm gonna try getting most of the outdoor plugs done. That way they're just done and then I don't need to explain, you know, I don't know. I feel like it depends on the inspector really, but I think just because I'm not an electrician that he's going to want it all done. Back inside and back outside. I'm just gonna wrap the wires up just because it's outside. I don't know. I don't really like that there's no protection. It's just gonna get wrapped up with the sheathing on it. 1 down, 5 to go, and then I think I'm officially done. I've been able to do it on the other ones. Let's see if I can do it on camera. There we go, just like that. It's done. Everything that I can think of that could possibly have needed to be done is done. I'm so thankful he didn't come first thing and that I was able to just do a once over, make sure everything was looking good, do my exterior plugs, feeling really good. He's here. It's inspection time. I didn't fully pass, but I did such a good job. I'm so proud of myself. There's just 2 infractions. one I had a feeling he was gonna call me on. My LVT, the low voltage trace wire, is within the same box as my other wire. I just need to add a divider. So I've already ordered the dividers. And so that's for 3 of the boxes. And then this box over here, I just missed blocking on this one. I had blocking on my other ones. So there we have it. Once I make those 2 changes, he's gonna approve it and pass my inspection. So I'm honestly just so thrilled. He said everything was neat and organized, and that some owners really take pride in learning the trade and really take pride in the wiring that they do in their home. And so he was happy, and I'm honestly, I couldn't be happier. Technically, it's a failed inspection or a not pass inspection, but I mean, really, it's fine. I'm so happy.
I did my fixes and I sent them to my inspector, and I was so thrilled to officially be able to pass my inspection. I got a text message from the Electrical Safety Authority saying I was passed without a site visit, and I just could not be happier with the effort that I put into learning all of this and how amazing it turned out. And I just want to say a huge shout out to Eddie for answering all of my questions. I was messaging him multiple times a day, so say thanks to Eddie in the comments. After doing this, I feel like so many things are possible with some education, with connections, and with being willing to put the work in. And let me know in the comments, what project have you been inspired to do, or what project would you like to do in the future? Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to subscribe. It's a huge help to me and my family. And if you're wanting some extra nutrition, check out AG1 linked in the description and in the pinned comment below. And with that, I will see you next week.